G'day, welcome to Art with Alison. Right, today I'm going to be doing a collaboration with Beatrice from ArtobsessionOz, so that's exciting. It's my first collaboration, and Beatrice has actually done quite a few. I love Beatrice's work. She does some amazing artwork, and yeah, was originally a portrait artist, but she found the wonderful joy of fluid acrylics. And as most of you out there watching this would know, it's pretty addictive, and she's been doing some really quite lovely stuff with it. So do check out her channel. Show your appreciation of her wonderful work by liking her videos and commenting, and of course subscribing, which is what we, the creators, really appreciate, because it helps us with our YouTube. Helps YouTube show us more if we've got more subscribers, is really why we're so after you guys subscribing. So yeah, it'd be wonderful if you did that. So the colours are what Beatrice has chosen, and the canvas and the type of pour is what I've chosen. We did collaborate on the colours a little, because we really were trying to find colours that we both had, and I thought it would be really good. I knew she had a lot of the same brands that I've got, and so we went down the track of finding out what we both have, and she went with these colours. So we've got purple, and Beatrice said she was going to make hers a little bit metallic, so I did too, by putting in a little bit of metallic lavender. These are Eraldo paints, which we can get in Australia, but I'm sure really if you use whatever you've got available, it will be much the same. So there's a mound on a mound with a trace for a little while, and this here is cobalt hue, again mound on a mound with a trace for a little while. They're not very thick, but very, they're not thin. And of course the 24K, which is best when it is thick, otherwise it kind of just floats over the top and gets lost. So this is actually from the 8-ounce tub, which is called the Americana 24K. I've only just purchased this, but I actually did open some tubs of the small 24K, but my gold was doing funny things, so I don't know why that particular batch has gone a bit funny, so I thought I'd use this, which looks like it should look, whereas the other one was looking strange. Anyway, so, and this here is Eraldo turquoise. Again, the same. It's important to have your paints the same consistency as much as possible. With your metallics, they can be a bit thicker. And this one here, this was Beatrice's idea, was to use the metallic jade, which was more blue, and add a green light to it to make this lovely, gorgeous, light green metallic. I think it's a beautiful colour. So these are our colours, and I'm going to be using a white base. So the canvas is a 16 by 16 inch canvas. I've got the deep edge. I'm not sure if Beatrice was able to get the deep edge, but this is what I'm using because I already had it. And alright, so here we go. So I'm using an 8-ounce cup, which is also 250 ml. That takes us to this line here. I might go a little bit above it, I'm not sure, but I might not go too much above, because I've decided I'd like to have a bit of a spout for this one, which means squeezing it in, and if it's too full it will all fall out, of course. Alright, so I was deliberating whether to start with a dark centre or a lighter centre. Actually, I'm going to go with this for the centre. This is the cobalt hue. I think that'll look pretty in the middle. Maybe follow that up with, I've already got paint on my hands, haven't I? Follow that up with the lovely light green, metallic green. And now the purple. This is beautiful purple. And there's some gold. Do this left-handed, aren't I? I'm actually usually right-handed. I try and be a bit ambidextrous if I can. Alright, what have we got here? And the turquoise. Alright, now I'll probably put a bit of music on there while I do the rest. So it might take a little while. Alright, so I think that will do. So it is exactly on the 8/8 line. Just pop that there, and I'll just clear this away and I'll be back with you in just a tick. Alright, I've just taken you up a little bit higher so you'll be able to see what I'm doing basically, hopefully. And I'm just going to start off with, this here is Eraldo white with mixed with Floetrol. Oh, all my paints are mixed with Floetrol. I didn't mention that before, but I just use Floetrol until I get them to the consistency that I like. And I don't add anything else usually. So this is just Eraldo white mixed with Floetrol, and then, because this is what I usually almost always do, is just added a little bit of the satin enamel by DecoArt. And I can see a few bubbles. Now what you can sometimes do is, that sometimes works, or not. Otherwise you can use a torch. Just get rid of those bubbles. There we are. So I'm just, the reason for putting this down is it just helps your pour to flow without rolling on itself, because what happens, the edge of the paint will catch on the canvas and roll over. and you can lose your composition. Whereas if you've got some paint already done, then it's doing it to that paint, not your pour. Paint all over myself. One of my dogs has just come in from outside. As I said, it's getting hot now. So she's panting away. So you might hear some dog noises. I breed Labradors and have lots of dogs in my house. Right, so as I said, I'm just going to squeeze this a bit. And this is going to be a ring pour. It'll probably start off as a straight pour just till it gets going. Start off with quite wide rings. Wow, those colours are gorgeous. Well done, Beatrice. Dog snorting in the background. Get ready now. Often it's a good idea to slow it down and bring your cup up a bit so not so much is flowing out. And it stopped before I realised. Okay, I've got a very thin piece of wire here. I'll just oh, it's looking pretty already. It seems to be coming over this side. Just pop those under there. Lift it up a bit. Now, adding the heat, not only is it helping to pop any air bubbles, but it does help bring cells up, because one of the ways that cells happen, and cells are these little blobs of colour, is because different paint pigments have different densities, which basically means that some are heavier in weight and some are lighter in weight, and so some paints will come through other paints, if that makes sense. So the lighter paints in weight will come through the heavier paints. Just push that back a little bit. And I might just add a bit more white just around the very edge. And then I'm going to just use up the paints that are in the pour. It's okay for your paints to be the same consistency as your paints in your pour. Some people like to use it a lot thinner. When you use it a lot thinner, your pour will slide about the canvas a lot more quickly, which, if that's what you want, that's fine. I find it more difficult to control what's happening when that's the case. So yeah, just practice, see what you like, what suits you, what you're happy with. It's all very individual, what suits different people. Some people find it easier doing things one way than another person. We're all individuals and all have our own way of doing things. So yeah, it's a good idea to watch the videos and see what people are already doing. But I might save that in case I need it for a corner or something. But it's best to find out what your way is by practicing, just practicing, doing your own pours. Don't be disheartened if they don't turn out as you're hoping, because that is often the case with fluid acrylics, because paints have their own minds, as so to speak, and in the beginning especially it's very hard to know what your paints are going to do. And again, by practicing, by doing lots of pours, you get to learn somewhat what to expect by doing it certain ways. Add a bit more of this around here. I don't want the whole base to be white, because what happens is the base colours can come through as cells into your painting, and as I don't already have any white in my painting, it can look a little bit odd when you start getting white cells popping through. I think it's perfect. It looks good when you've already got white in your palette of colours, but when you don't, I mean, it can look alright, but anyway, I'll just spread this around. I'll be back to you in a tick. Ooh, it's looking pretty. Okay, take these away now. Going to swirl that around. Ooh, pushpin came out. It's not very good, is it? Happens sometimes. have to leave it up. Right, luckily I've got lots of push pins on it. I might turn it around though, so I have more control. Maybe I shouldn't, maybe at this stage I can hold the edges of the canvas. I like to hold the push pins so that I'm not mucking up the edges of the painting. Sorry, I should try and keep it in your view, shouldn't I? Alright, I'm going to let it go off the edges now. I'm going to try not to be too precious about all the beautiful colours on the sides, because they do look best when they're stretched out a reasonable amount, which I know sometimes I'm not so keen on doing. Alright, just bring that back to the middle. I'll just go down that corner now. It's looking lovely. Just bring it back to the middle. If I bring it back to the middle, it helps to preserve your composition. Now go down there. Bring it back down there. I can see something in the paint. When you're holding it up on an angle, you can often see a little lump and you go, hang on. And sometimes having a little lump there can stop your paint from flowing in the direction you want it to go in. Try and get this paint off my hands. Or at least some of it. Alright, so put it back on the angle so I can see where it was. Because I can't see it now, can I? Oh, there we are. Just here. I don't know, can't really find anything. Sometimes it's just your paint being a bit thicker somewhere. No, I can't see it now, so it must have gone. Alright, now I'll try to turn it around so you can see better. Just get it to go down off that corner. And I'll just bring it back. I think it's looking lovely. Oh, there's a lump. Is that the same place? I think it is. There it is. There's the culprit. Alright, what am I doing? Let's bring it back this way a little bit. Just get the centre back somewhat in the middle. Why is there a white dot there? I don't think it's paint coming through, but I'm not sure. It looks like something's dropped in there. I don't know what that's from. Good. Oh, I am so happy. Wow. Yay. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. I think that looks so pretty. I'm loving the cobalt hue, which is that lovely blue in the middle there, next to that gorgeous green that Beatrice suggested, and with that purple. And I'm glad I didn't put gold in the middle. I think it looks lovely with the gold just around the sides, because sometimes the gold just takes over. Loving these lines. Ooh. These bits here. It's gorgeous. I might just, shall I? See if I, no. Alison, it looks great just how it is. All right, I am very happy with that. So, as you know, this is a collaboration with Beatrice from ArtobsessionOz. Beatrice lives on the other side of Australia than me. I live in Western Australia, and she lives on the eastern side. And yeah, it's great to do collaboration, basically. Alright, try and find some colours to do in my corners, so it's best to find colours which match with what the colour is there. You'd think it would be, I guess I've been pouring it all over the place, haven't I? That is true. Well, on this one, I've got to watch it and get that white. Don't want white. Yeah, I'm just going to get white, I can see that. Maybe now's the time for using what's in here. I might just get it to roll down. Yeah, that's good doing it like that, just getting the colours that are in your pour. Yep, that corner's good. Alright, so that's got more of the pale green. I don't suppose it matters because there's all the colours everywhere else in the painting. Coaxing it down there. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, you've got to watch when you're turning your canvas around that you're not going into something else on your table. Ruining your sides. Oh, a little bit of white coming through there. Cheeky white. Maybe I'll Looks like a little bit of white has come through there. That looks alright. As I say, you've got to be careful what you do in your base coat in case it comes through. But if you include what's in your base coat in your colours, then it's all good. Like if I've scooped up some paint, like when I scoop this up, it'll probably turn into a lovely greeny colour. And then I can use that. Actually, I'll get rid of the white on here. I can use that as a colour in one of my layers, and then and I can also use it as a base coat, and it will all match in if it comes through. Good, good, good. And remember also to just scrape the base of your canvas. Just keep doing that every few minutes until it stops running off, because your paint is sliding because there's no edges keeping the paint in. So until it's thickened up a bit, it will keep sliding off to some extent. And by scraping off the edges, whoa, what did I do then? Scraping off the edges, it slows down that process. Alright, so I just might that side there, but as I say, that's okay. You can just put another colour in, like as though, you know, so many different. Just check that it looks like it belongs. Get it to go in the same sort of shape as the colours around it. And that'll just blend in. Lots of ways to fix mistakes. Alright, I'll bring you in for some close-ups. Alright, so here we are. Look at those beautiful colours, the purple around it. So pretty. Got the flash on just so you can see the metallics shimmering. So pretty, I think. You might not like it. I hope you do. Those lovely lines. Little bits of gold coming through. I love that light green. Very much peacock colours, isn't it? Dog snoring, I don't know if you can hear it. There we are, that's it without the flash, it's just daylight. For a change, I'm filming in the day. Alright. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to put up with my shadow. Got light coming from behind me and from in front of me, so it's going to be a shadow either way. I find it's best for getting it to focus is to have your phone at an absolute flat angle to your painting, otherwise it's easier for it to go out of focus. So yeah, I mean, even without the flash on, that's really pretty. And probably if you look at it from another angle, I'll just tip it for a minute. With the gold, you can often see different colours depending on the angle that you're looking at it. Anyway, it's hard to do while it's on the table. Anyway, so there we are. Please head on over to Beatrice's channel and see what she did. See how hers turned out. And yeah, let her know how much you appreciate her wonderful artwork by subscribing to her channel, liking her videos and commenting. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd love you to do that, because that would be awesome. Not only is that good for me, because it helps my YouTube grow, but also it is good for you because it will help you to get notifications when I put out new videos. Okay, well, you take care of yourselves and each other, and hopefully I'll catch you again soon. Okay, bye for now.